Hi Avatru, in this session we are going to summarize you that how can we convert a single player game to a multiplayer game using AppWarp SDK. Now, I just first I just cover that what we have done earlier, that how can we use a single player game and how can we connect with the leaderboard. So I'm just going for a single player game first, and how to utilize their methods in this multiplayer game that I'm going to discuss with you. Now, here is the game screen, and here is our game activity part that is used in the single player game. So here is on create method. First, we have to draw a empty board that contains the no items in that particular grid. So, and there is a notification message that just show that the game status. It may be started or it's your turn or like it's computer done. That remains same in the multiplayer aspect. Now, whenever a user click on the grid and the particular grid, then there is a method on touch event that is fired. Like just I'm going to play a game first. I click on the play button because there is message. I just don't select any keys, so I just select the keys and I just click. Whenever I click, there is a on touch event is fired, and after the on touch event is fired, I just call a method get index that is going to retrieve your currently position that you have clicked, and after that I am going to update the UI. That also remains, that core logic remains in the multiplayer aspect. In there we also getting the keys or relative position and just updating the UI. And after updating the UI, we are just going to check that the game status, right? It is won or not. And after I'm just checking the game status here, and after that, if it is won or lost by you, then we just show a dialog pop up that you have lost and you have won the game. Now that core logic of the checking that particular type is also remains same in the multiplayer aspect. So there is nothing much more coding is required. Just I'm playing the game, and here is the message that you have lost, and you can also submit your score in the using our leaderboard that we have discussed. So here is a demo for that particular leaderboard that I'm not going to show you in the previous part. So here is the leaderboard of yours. It's a global leaderboard. It also contains your social mechanics and as well as the global mechanics. So now we are just going to again the multiplayer game activity as well as the main activity. Now I am just going to explain you that the project architecture while creating a multiplayer game. So here is I just make a package the photo multiplayer game. Now it is a WAP controller that is used to handle all the communication within your device and the WAP server. So it all be done by the WAP client that is used to make any communication that is occurred. And here is your API key and secret key that is going to use to communicate with the server. That is your credentials, right? So I've just added listeners to that vertical WAP client that used to communicate. Like room request listener is there that is used to handle all the events, like you have joined the room, created the room in that server. So handle all the callback methods of that particular events, right? So and there is also a notification listener that that will notify you whenever any event is occurred. And there is a connection listener. Whenever you make a connection with the AppWarp or you disconnect with the AppWarp, there is a callback occurred that on connect method. And in these also listener, we have implemented the interface of the AppWarp SDK. Now I'm just going again the main activity part. There is your school. There is a three button, right? Play game and the leaderboard and the multiplayer part. So whenever I click the multiplayer part, there is a message that please wait, right? While we showing the message that it making a connection with the AppWarp server. And now I just go to the layout part. That will be same as we discussed in the single player game. Now here is the multiplayer activity. The core logic that we discussed in game activity, it must be same like in the multiplayer, that you find scenes that there is a get index method and there is a check winning and there is update UI method. Just the messaging part is little bit different from that handles the UI event and the messaging from the AppWarp server. Now I just demo first. Here I am making a connection with my first device. Now until it makes a room, there is a message occurs that please wait or waiting for other users. So it unable to make a connection first. So I just click on now. I just click the back button and again I make a connection with the AppWarp server. Now it is a message that please wait. Now it create a room and waiting for other opponent to play the game because there is only one player. Now whenever I click the other device, then it make a connection and the join a room that is created with the first device. So I just playing the game. Your turn and enemy turn is messaging part. Whenever a message comes from the website and there is a message that you lost or won. Similarly, like in the single player game. So there is much more. There is no much more things that we going to do in that aspect. Just a little bit handling is there while communicating with the AppWarp server and updating the UI respectively. Again, I'm just explaining the multiplayer aspect, and in this case we are expecting a two module to you that the first is connecting module that make all over the connection with the AppWarp server and create a room and join room part, and the next module is that the gaming module. How can handle the event that is occurred with the messaging from AppWarp server and how can we update the UI respectively. Now I just click on the on touch event. In this method we just check the two parameters, the game is started and it's your turn or not. Again there is the same method like get index, it is getting the relative position that you have clicked and accordingly updating the UI. Same code we have used in the single player game. Now here we checking the position with the game that what is the status of the game. Now it is lost or not. If it is lost, we just append a string that you won, or it is won, we append a string that you have won on. If you lost, we append a string in the lost, and we are sending it a send move method. Now again, whenever your move is completed, you can just call the on move completed method and accordingly get a message and updating the UI. That is the core part of the game. Now again, now firstly I discuss the connection module. So we call the method connect to AppWarp, that is make a connection with AppWarp. I just create a first instance of the warp control that is used to make all communication with the AppWarp server. So I just create a constructor for that, initializing with it warp client with the API key and secret key of the AppWarp, and again I'm adding the listeners that will be used to handle the callback from the AppWarp side, like connection listener is there, room listener is there, zone listener is there, and the notification listener is there. So all that part is the part of the connection module. Now whenever a player make a connection, so I'm just going to the activity part again. There are listeners we are adding on the warp client. So here is a activity part, because whenever we make a connection, we require a unique username. So I just create a random string here of 10 digits that is create a random users and a unique user that must be joined in a particular room while making a connection. So I just create a username and just call a method that start app. Now whatever the start app is do, just we are passing the activity and the username first. Now I just make a connection with the AppWarp server. Now whenever a connection is made with the AppWarp server, there is a callback occurred while using the connection listener that in the on connect done method. So it makes a status like the connection made or not. If it is true, then we successfully make a connection with the AppWarp server, and now I have to join a room if there is the availability of the room. Otherwise I have to create. Now I just using the warp client, I just join room in room, means the room that are going to join, just I am making a connection here and waiting for other users. Now there is no room, so there is a message that waiting for other users. Now I just pass a 3 parameters in that while joining room. First parameter shows that what is the minimum number the users reside in that particular room. Second parameter shows that the maximum number of users in that room, and The third and last parameter shows that the what is the criteria of the search that particular room. So I pass the first means there is I don't want to search the maximum number of users. Now whenever a join room is done, then we got a callback on join room done. Now if get a status as a success means there is a room that I want to join, so I have to subscribe that particular room. So I just call a method subscribe room, and after that we get a callback from the on subscription done method. Now there is no room, so I have to create a new room. Name is the tic-tac-toe, and the passing the username of mine and the maximum players that required, and the parameter 30 seconds, that is a timeout to play a time simply, otherwise user automatically left the room. Now whenever a connection is made, now we got a callback while subscribing the room in the on subscription done method. Now it is waiting for other users because it create a room. Now this method is called while creating the room. This I showed in interface. Now there is a callback occurred in the on subscription done method, and whenever we create a room, there is callback occurred in the on room is created, and after that we are going to join that particular room. Now while on subscription room done is occurred, if you create a new room, then we have to show a message that you have to wait for other users to join that particular room to play that game. Otherwise you just start the game. No, so I just summarize that we pass the join room in range, and then after that subscribe the room, and if there is not a room, then making connection. Now I just shown the device that it subscribed that room that is created by the first device. So the game is started, and I updated the status, and that is it's your turn or the enemy's turn. So here is the code is running. Now I just demo it first on device. I just play my turn and play in the other device turn. So there is a messaging bar that the event is occurred and the respectively UI is updated. So I won and you lost. Again. So that is the basically part. Now briefly summarize that. Brief, we are in the making connection. We just call that on connection with the username. Again, we get a call back from the on connected method, and after that we just join a room in range, and after that we get a call back that on join room done. If there is no room, so just we have to create a room. Otherwise, we have to subscribe that the room is already exists. If we create a room, we get a call back on room created method. Otherwise, and whenever subscribe the room, we got a callback in on subscription done. And if I created the room, then we have to set a message that waiting for other user. Otherwise, I have to start the game by calling the client or start game method. So that is all done in the connection module. Now again, so that is the aspect for the connection module. Now the main aspect is that how event is handled by the user whenever a game is created while using the start game method. So I just playing a game again. I just showing the methods that we written in the WAP controller side. So multiplayer part aspect, I just created the room first, that waiting for other users, and here is the method that game is started and it's your turn. I just playing the game. That is all the part of the connection module. Now after that, this part there is a gaming module part. Whenever a message comes, I have to render the UI. So I just going to the multiplayer activity part. Now whenever I test on the grid like that, the event fire is on touch. So in here I have checked that game is started or it's my turn. Accordingly, I have updated the index in getting the index that I have touched. And if it is my turn, So my type is 0 or cross. I drawing on the board. That is same in the single player game. After that, I just checking that the game is won or not. Little bit same in the single player game by checking the row wise or column wise in that particular matrix. Now, a game is won. So I just there is a method just to send to communicate with the AppWarp server, that is send move. So I just make it that winning listing or losing listing. Otherwise, I just send a move with my that position I have clicked. Or if I want, I just want message with winning string. Otherwise, I just send move with losing string. Otherwise, if not occurs winning or losing, then I just clearly send my position to other users. So whenever I click, it's my turn. I just click here and got a send a move to other user. Now whatever handling is done whenever you move is completed by other user, and you get a notification from AppWarp side. So whenever we get a callback is on move completed method. So here we get the data, the sender that you have sent the next one of the person. So in which we get a method on move completed. I sending the sender name if it's my turn. So I just have to play my turn. Otherwise, because every time I get the notification message because I was a part of the room. So I just setting the type of that particular mine if it is comes from other side. So if my type is 0, so I have to draw a X part. Otherwise, I have to draw a 0 part. Similarly, we are checking again that game is winning or not, and this sending move corresponding is similarly we have done while playing my turn. And I'm showing the message that you have the player is won or not. If it message comes with winning string, then the other player is won. Otherwise, you lost. And accordingly, I have updated the notification message that it's your turn or the enemy's turn. Now, again, I summarize again that I click on the on touch event. Again, it get a get index method, and after get index method, it updated the UI first and checking the game that game is won or not, and accordingly it send a move to other user. So I'm just demoing first now that it is the case whenever I use a left or not. So whenever I press a back key or the 30-second time after timeout, so there is an event is fired that on back press. In that case, we call a method that stop app means in that case the user automatically left the room, unsubscribe the room and disconnect with the AppWrap client. In that case, I'm just disconnecting with the AppWrap client and resetting all the variables that I have set while creating the room. In that case, other user get a notification on the method on user left room. So in that case, I'm just showing that your enemy is left or you won the game. So similarly, in this case, you won the game after enemy is left. So that is the time while 30-second of back button is pressed, you automatically won the game. So that is all done with the multiplayer part. So you find that that is not much more while converting the single player game to the multiplayer aspect. Just there is a method only a send move and just handling the send move method in your side and other side in one move completed method. The UI rendering part and the checking the winning core logic is also remains same. So there is no much typical aspect that we are going to convert a single player game or multiplayer game. It seems too easy. So I'm just playing the game again, waiting for other users because making it creates a room, right? So now game is started and I'm just playing my turns and the enemy plays his turn. you find it is seems too fast. The messaging part is whenever you click, other player automatically gets a notification message. So latency is much more less. So here we get a message, and you can also submit a score on the App42 leaderboard that we have shown in the demo part. Now I am submitting my score with my Facebook credentials. Now it is a leaderboard, and I am